Morning. I had such a lekker night's sleep last night. Yes, I slept like the dead. I was so sad yesterday. But last night I slept like literally like a corpse. So I'm very grateful for that. But having said that, and that gives me lekker energy. So you'll see here behind me is a bike. And it's all rigged out. I've got all the cameras on and that. I'm going to take a ride through Johannesburg. I'm going to go via Rosettenville. And then I'm going to shoot into Joburg. I'm going to go up and down some of the main roads there and see what's happening. I'll do a different video for that. I don't want to get into it now. But while I'm on the line with you guys, I'm not going with any expectation. I don't know what to expect. I don't know if it's going to be Tombstone, Wild West, circa 1824 with tumbleweeds, or whether it's going to be business as usual, or whether it's, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, you know. The only information I have is what I've seen on social media, so I want to go look for myself. I'm obviously not going to try and risk my life. But if I have the opportunity to speak to someone, I'll hop off the bike and have a chat and see what the people say on the street. If it's safe to do so, and if people are obviously willing to talk to me, you know. But let's check how it goes. But that I'll do a different video saying the same thing when I do the video. But hey man, this Madlanga Commission is hotting up, hey? Brother, that Chastelson. Imagine having that oak prosecuting you for an offense. My goodness gracious me. You know, I just want to touch on this whole cigarette empire versus Khan versus Julius Malema. So, I don't know, you know, I see Julius Malema has now responded, and as is normal the case, everyone else is mad. I don't know what they're talking about. There's no evidence to link me to anything. You don't hear my voice on any of those voice notes. Everything they're saying is bullshit, which is always the case, isn't it, with Julius Malema? You know, that wasn't really a gun. You're all blind. It's AI. It's, I don't know. Someone put a thing up, Julius's response, and I didn't even read it, the first article. And I wrote there, I said, I'm not even going to read it, but I'm going to take a wild stab at what it says. It's not me, white monopoly capital, apartheid, and AfriForum. I wasn't far off, eh? Because that was pretty much his standpoint. You know, it's just a complete hatchet job, frame job, perpetuated by racists against the free revolution of, you know, something fascinates me about this country, eh? You know. The things you should be revolting against, you don't. And then where there's absolutely zero revolution to be had, you want to now create and formulate some kind of revolution in order to line your own pockets. But the reality is, as I've been reading through the comments, because I look at the articles and then I go and read the comments. For all intents and purposes, Julius Malema and the EFF are going in one direction, and that is one way. I always concentrate my reading on the comments of particularly the majority South Africans, black South Africans, to read their mood and to read the feeling and sometimes I'll read up to 100, 150 comments just to try and gauge what the general feeling is amongst, you know, the majority of South Africans, because ultimately they hold the vote in their hands. You know, we as white South Africans are a tiny minority in this country, you know what I mean? And if change is going to come, it's going to have to come from the black majority. It's just a simple fact, you know. So And it's so encouraging, actually. You get the odd flip, and I just call them retards. You get the odd retard, but the vast majority of people that are commenting on these things, educated, middle-class South Africans, black South Africans, are not interested. Are not interested in what this hike has to say anymore, quite frankly. And, he's become like a party trick almost, like a fringe party trick. At one point when he started the EFF, you must remember it was all about Zuma and all of that. So, he took a large percentage of that ANC vote with him. But more and more and more, the very people that went with him have realized what this hike is. He's absolutely an opportunist. He has absolutely zero concern, really, for the impoverished and landless and all these claims that he makes. His mission is full communism, socialism, which would put someone like him in power ad infinitum to do whatever he wants. And that's what he's after. He's a megalomaniac, he's a narcissist. And he thrives on, his own ego, if I can put it that way. This is why he's continually in the newspapers and on TV saying the most outlandish and ridiculous things, because he's just after the attention. He feeds off that attention. And, more than that, even he feeds off the vast amounts of money that he makes, pretty much bullshitting and lying to these people. The reality is that the EFF will never, ever, ever, and I speak this out to God, actually. I speak it out into the spiritual, because it says whatever we say on earth will be manifest and will be they will never run this country. And in fact, when you look at the amount of corruption that they're being exposed in, get to Madlanga now. When you look at the amount of corruption they're being exposed in Mfuleni, in Ekurhuleni, in Tshwane, down in Natal, in KwaZulu. If you look at wherever their guys are, there's a nest of corruption. And it's just coming out everywhere. It's just coming out everywhere. There's even whispers now. If you read between the lines of the news, people are saying it, but they're saying it very, 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 very carefully. That this thing with Khan was them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's people saying that. There's people saying that, not undercover, some oka bumped in a dark place, no, bro, you can go read it. There's people that are saying that there's a high probability, there's a high possibility that that shooting was orchestrated by those guys. And, think about it, eh? It makes sense, eh? It actually makes sense if you take into consideration what is being exposed in those voice notes. Because now, when Khan gets all patched up and healed up, he's got a lot of, because, that guy's career life is, for all intents and purposes, done. His police career is finished. His career in terms of any kind of official capacity within the security industry, Ciro will not register that I can tell you now. So, in terms of that, he'll be finished. He'll always retain his connections within the intelligence community and that, and perhaps he could sell that on the open market, those skills, I don't know. But officially, for all intents and purposes, that thing. So he's pretty much in a position now where he's got to think about, in reality, prison. Prison could very, very well be a reality for that guy, and he knows it. And if they could put Cat McClalla away, which looks like now on the one case 12 years, and he's still got more cases coming, and I can't remember now, you guys can enlighten me, but I'm sure Khan's name also has come up in all those Cat McClalla things, because he's obviously linked to Ekurhuleni. Ekurhuleni is linked to Khan, and so on and so forth. And now we have the situation with the cigarettes. Now, we must not forget, with this whole cigarette story now, with Sayed and Mazotti and all these others, right? We mustn't lose track and remember that there's still all those drugs that went missing, where this oak's name is also thick in the mix there. Thick in the mix. So where he's lying in hospital, you must understand, he's got lawyers phoning him, he's got all this cut going on, and in his own mind, he's making plans how he's going to escape all of this. Because as this thing is going on, the evidence is just mounting. Now, when it comes to multi-billionaires or millionaires like Mazotti and Sayed and these types of oaks, you must remember, they have also got their own interests that they are going to protect. When it comes to my cigarette empire versus this oak that was helping me in the police, who's now in Kak, buddy, you're out. I mean, they read Mazotti's statement there. He's pretty much saying, yeah, look, we did a little bit of tax Kak and we did a little bit of that. But this stuff, brother, guys, I don't know. I don't know what this is all about. That's Sayed's Kak. That's not me, bro. You know what I mean? What they were doing back door, I can't be everywhere at the same time. And a lot of these things were happening without my knowledge. That's pretty much going to be the party line, bro. And now, he's supposed to give evidence. They've got his phone. Juju knows that he's all over that phone. And the next minute, this oak gets flipped and clapped. And, then they find this dodgy laptop with a funny little note in the boot of the car, which it appears was written by him. This is flipping hectic stuff, bro. And Julius Malema's got big cuck coming his way. And, he's now hoping that he can stir up his support base, with threats. They're already saying things like, if they arrest Juju, we're going to make the country. Listen, and then you go read the comments, and the vast majority of black people are saying, try it. We want Julius Malema to come and explain. And this is the majority of people, black people. And I am so excited to see that. I really am. And he's losing. He's still fighting this whole sentencing for his gun case, right? Now with this coming up at Madlanga, everybody again is taking their maglite torches and flipping microscopes and flipping probes and, and saying, maybe we should have another look at VBS. You know what I'm saying? This oak has got big problems, bro. Big problems. And standing on stages and screaming bullshit is not going to pull him out of this. That I can promise you right now. And you must also remember, Ramaphosa has got his own cuck coming. Right? And they say, I don't know if this is true, but they say that the reason that Ramaphosa hasn't been kicked out long ago is because of the info that he's got on all these other oaks. So, it's a story, guys. And ultimately, when Khan and Sayed and Mazotti and all these like gangster type oaks have to make a choice between give us Malema or it's you oaks. I mean, at some point, I'm sure they're going to have to grip that Sayed's phone. I'm sure. They're gonna seek a way to get that phone because they're not in possession of that phone yet. But his name has come up so often in this Madlanga commission. At some point, they're gonna have to grip his phone. And at some point, Malema's going to have to give his own phone. You know what I mean? And everything else that goes with that, you know? So this thing is supposed to end at the end of... Yeah, that's all Malema has to do if he wants to prove his innocence. I mean, Julius, if you want to prove you're innocent, just give Madlanga your phone. Give them your phone and let them have a look at your phone for the last 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. And let them investigate what's on your phone, but that will prove your innocence. Why don't you just do that? If you say innocent, just tune out like, here's my phone. Like me, you, Madlanga, the cops, anyone, SRU, SARS, whoever wants, yeah, here's my phone, you're welcome. Here's my laptop. I got, you know what I mean? That is what is so lekker about living a clean life and a good life. You know, I check at my rehab when the cops come there, because the cops come there often, right? Because most of the oaks, not most, I'm talking rubbish, but there's always a percentage of guys that are running. They're running from the cops and they try hard in rehabs and that. And then the cops arrive there and you check those oaks. Like we'll be sitting in a morning group session and that, you know, because we usually have it outside and you can see the main gate from where we have our morning group. But, and then you check a police van pulling in there. Sometimes, like if they want, I'll give them a cup of coffee. They haven't really come for that before, but you know, the police will pull in there for whatever reason. There's been a house breaking down the road or whatever the case may be, or did we see something or whatever it is. The police will arrive there, or they're there to actually look for someone, right? And that white van pulls in there with those blue and yellow stripes. Then you check those oaks. Because they can't run. They're sitting in a group session. There's nowhere to go. And then you check the oaks that are worrying about stuff. Are they here for me? Are they here for me? And for me, I sit there and the oaks will say, hey, PD, the cops are here, the cops are here. And I'll be like, lekker, tell them to come in. And the oaks are like, no, don't do that. And that's what's so lekker. So these oaks, like this other advocate, that laptop that his house got broken into and they stole that laptop. I wonder who's perusing that laptop as we speak. I wonder if old Benjamin Netanyahu hasn't got that laptop in his office and is giving it a good old squiz. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he just has to hand in his phone. But I digress, you know, I get carried away. My mind goes on tangents. But let me tell you what I see. Let me tell you what I guess. I'm no legal expert, but here's my guess. First of all, Julius Malema, you have admitted that Mazotti gave you money to start the EFF. Right? You've admitted that, right? 600 and something odd thousand rand, right? There's also other payments that have been linked that have also been flagged as donations or whatever the case may be. So let me paint you a pretty little picture, my boy. Okay? Number one, with all this con evidence and all of that, it is clear that that particular company is working outside of the parameters which by they are legally allowed to operate if they are indeed a licensed cigarette distributor in this country. So the fact that they were colluding with crime intelligence to eliminate their competition, which is what the evidence is showing at Madlanga, they are then engaged in criminal activity, which is benefiting their organization illegally, financially, which means, therefore, their organization is surviving, is profiting from the proceeds of criminal activity. Therefore, all those proceeds can be attached under the asset forfeiture unit if the SIU now finds that X amount of monies are directly as a result of the criminal activities related to Khan's involvement in eliminating the competition. They are benefiting unfairly through criminal activity. Their money is therefore proceeds of crime. Therefore, your donation is proceeds of crime. Therefore, you can be hammered for that money. They can attach your stuff. Right, that's one. If they can prove that you are aware that that money is proceeds of crime, you are an accessory after the fact and a beneficiary to the proceeds of crime as a member of parliament. You are therefore now guilty of treason, Mabut. Because as a member of parliament, you have got unfair and undue access, which you are benefiting for, which is a direct threat to the stability of the country that you have sworn under oath to protect. You've committed treason, bro. You've committed treason. They can hook you for that if they really want. But at a bare minimum, they can then say the EFF would not have started if they didn't have the money that was donated through the proceeds of crime. Therefore, all monies from there on in that the EFF has earned are as a direct result of the proceeds of crime from the original donation. Thank you very much. We're taking everything. Bye-bye. I'm sure they can play that way. Will they get it right? I don't know. But I'm sure they can go that route. I'll give you, once again, personal experience. Okay? I know some guys that were involved in a criminal offense that you all read about in the newspapers about 20 years ago. And they then turned state's evidence under Section 204 plea agreement with the then Scorpions. However, all of their assets were attached as proceeds of crime, and due to the fact that they didn't pay tax on the proceeds of the crime, their assets were attached and they had to literally start from scratch. It can happen, bro. So that's the one thing. The other thing is this. If indeed the EFF is funded and has been funded by this cigarette corporation through its entire existence now, the EFF, right? That money has already dried up 2 weeks ago. A month ago. That money is not coming in anymore. That cigarette company is going to try and push itself and put itself as far away from the EFF as is possible. They're not going to be giving money. So that income stream has immediately, I'm telling you, will have immediately ceased. In fact, when Madlanga started, those actually tuned, listen, yeah. If this thing goes, because they're clever people, they can read the room. They're not idiots. You don't get to that level by being an idiot. So that income stream is pretty much gone. So, and then on the last note, all the criminal stuff that's going to come. So for all intents and purposes, I personally believe it's over for that. Okay? And almost pretty certain his political career in terms of member of parliament, you know, it's going to go the same way as Jacob Zuma, you know. And, you know, it's really sad is that he has actually betrayed his own following. He's betrayed his own people. He's put his own personal interests before the interests of his people. And, you know, the reality is now is that the whole country looks at any EFF supporter who was supporting Julius Malema in the hope that, you know, Julius's rhetoric was going to maybe make his life a little bit better or improve his life. He's now looking at Julius Malema and thinking, yes, sport, you're actually just another flipping criminal. You know, you're just another thug. You're just another, because that's the way, I can tell you now, that's the way the whole country. Julius can go say whatever he wants now. The vast majority of thinking South Africans are looking at this like and screaming, yes, it's just another flipping gangster, just another Zuma, just another Ramaphosa. Just another, sorry, but just in my view, you know what I mean? Because, these acts, I like to sue everybody, but I'm allowed my views and I'm allowed my opinions. I'm not saying this is what he is. I'm saying this is what my view of him is. He's, in my view, a piece of shit who's prepared to sell out people for cash. And this is the biggest problem in this country. One of them, there's many, but this is the biggest problem, is these oaks are so materialistic and focused on money, bro. You will never find good leadership in a man whose only focus is money and personal enrichment. Forget about it. It's disgusting to me. I'm not saying don't earn money. I'm not saying don't be wealthy. But when you're wealthy at that level by exploiting the poor, then we've got a problem. You know what I mean? So that's it. For all intents and purposes, no one in South Africa believes Julius Malema. Everybody knows that he's connected to these cigarette companies. I will be very interested to see what action is going to be taken against Carnelinks, whether if they have a license, if that license is going to still be allowed, or if they're going to cancel those license to operate in this country. I think there's going to be a lot of upcoming raids and very close scrutiny on them as of already. And I don't think life is going to be very easy for that company in this country going forward, because no matter what they say, no matter how they try and flip and spin it, this entire country, after watching this whole thing with Khan and blah, 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 is 100% convinced and thinks that Carnelinks is nothing but a mob outfit. And that's pretty much it, And I think their licenses are going to be revoked. I think banks are going to pull away from them. I don't think it's going to be looking very good for them as a company. So, yeah, that's my take on it, guys. I'm about to hit the road. I'm going to go quickly first and have a breakfast. And then, because I've taken a few days off while my missus is away, I'm taking a couple of days break. And, but still doing filming and all of that. Bit of a narcissist, This is a cathartic exercise. I like speaking to you guys. It makes me feel better. It makes me get my thoughts in line. So thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to vent sometimes. But yeah, I'm going to have a breakfast and then I'm going to go and take a drive through Johannesburg. And I'll try to have that up for you guys by tomorrow. If I can edit it quick enough, depending on how much I get and how much footage I get. It could be an hour and a half's footage, it could be 10 minutes footage. I don't know. We'll check, let's hope I come out the other side still intact with all my equipment, because I'm going on my own. And I want to go on the bike. The bike gives you more freedom to move, So let's check it out. Have a lekker day. Sweet.